Jojo from Jojo Plans, and I am here today with my bestie Amber from Amber Plans Her Day, and we are here for a monthly check-in for some real talk with us, and because we just thought that this was fun last time, we think it did really well. It'll be something that we kind of toggle between both of our channels, so we so hope you guys enjoy it. But today we wanted to talk about planner friends in the planner community and kind of just expand on like our friendship, because we have gotten super close through planning. This has pretty much like been the thing that like brought us together, and we started hanging out because of planning, and now she's like my bestie and I tell her everything and we talk like every day. So I'm just super thankful for this. So we just kind of thought we'd expand on that because we've gotten some questions from people like, how do you make friends in the community? How do you make real life friends, online friends, all of that good stuff. So we thought we'd just kind of come on and talk about how we started and how we kind of continue to make more friends through this awesome community. How are we like now? We're just like, we've done everything together pretty much. We've had kids together now, and just we're doing life together too, which has been super awesome. So how did we, through church, through the church we met, and then I think we kind of were like acquaintances before like it really got real, right? I remember like some game nights, you know, on Facebook where it like reminds you of a memory, and it'll be like a memory of, I think we had like a game night at our church and we're like sitting at the same table and it's like you and Amber were together during this time, and I'm like, I don't even remember that night, but look, there's Amber.
Right.
But I don't even think
we
like
weren't
at
even
that
friends.
Yeah, I don't even think at that point we were like friends just yet. Like we were we like talked, but it wasn't like, you know, like, oh, let's hang out. It wasn't like that. I was very like anti and I still kind of am in real life. I'm still, it's hard for me to like talk to people, like unless they're the first ones to talk to me. I won't. So if you ever see me out in person in real life, you be the one to come say hi, because I probably won't. I'm like that person that's like, don't look at me. So
but it was kind of funny because I was that way too, because I was brand new to the church. My husband and I just moved, and it was like the young adults little gathering, and what we loved about it is me and my husband got married really young. I think we were only 20. We were married for like a year or something. And the young adult was kind of like a young married. And like everyone else was really young and married too. So we like just hit it off with the group really well. So it was like holiday events with that church and just like kind of connecting through that. But yeah, I was like the same way, like, I'm really shy. Like, I'll just talk to my husband or like...
But I look at her now and I'm like, you are not shy. That is like, now I'm like,
shy.
You are not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You're awesome. So she was new. We were kind of like a little bit more in. We were probably only there for at least maybe 6 more months like than you guys were. Like we weren't there like much longer. So we were all still like in the new phase. We had made some really close friends with another couple, and the wife of that couple, our girl Aubrey, had kind of brought us together and kind of like helped with that. After a little while, we started having, I think, so I got into Happy Planner first. That was like, you know, like cool. It was cool. And then I think I told Aubrey about it. And then we started planning like these hangouts, and she's like, I'm going to invite Amber. And I was like, awesome. And then so we just like started, and we all started doing like Happy Planner, and we would get together, and it was like there was a time in life where we were like getting together every single week, at least once a week, to plan our weeks together, and it was so much fun. And you know, then Aubrey got pregnant, and then I got pregnant like shortly after, so it was a lot of just like planning while we were pregnant. And then we had a baby, then we had another baby, and then it just kind of like went that way for a while, and then finally Amber got pregnant, and then just like babies everywhere, and it just got like chaotic to where we weren't able to have like those meetings because it just got so hard with like figuring out the schedules with the babies. Like, oh well, this kiddo goes down for his nap at that time, well now she goes down for a nap at this time, so now we can't get together at this time because it conflicts. So then, you know, life happens, right? Life happens. And so but I think through that we got like really close, and it got to where she wasn't able to come anymore, but me and Amber were still hanging out a lot.
Right.
And I think the timing of just certain things, and her career kind of took off, so we let her, you know, go be boss babe because she killed it over there. So that kind of like took over. You know, just life changes things. You know, we go through seasons of
right, because there was
different
a season
things
when I wasn't really as involved as you two were, because like I was working at the jail, and like the jail was like crazy. Like you were working 16 hours, you're working 7 days, I don't know, just all over the place. So.
Right, and figuring out all our schedules, because like I couldn't do evenings because I like was teaching almost every night at that time, and then Aubrey couldn't do during the day because she was working, and she all of a sudden became a boss of her work, and so that worked, and then she was like, I had night shifts, couldn't do that, so like it just started to get harder and harder to like squeeze in times, and then it kind of just like fizzled out. But then somehow, like, we persevered through that.
Yeah,
and somehow,
I don't
know how we, like...
Because usually I'd be like, okay, well, peace out, goodbye.
Yeah, I'm like that person, like, I could go months without seeing somebody, but, like, when I see them, it's like nothing's ever changed, you know? Like, you still have that same vibe together, that kind of thing. Nobody has to know. Oh my god! I spilled my tea all over my lap. This is why real TV shows do this with fake tea. They don't even have anything in their cup. And if they do, it's probably a quarter cup in their cup.
When we filmed the last month at my house, we had 0 bloopers. And this time we have like 100 bloopers already. And it's only been 5 minutes.
I don't know, but I just want to know how TV people do it. Like, you can't get passionate with your cup in your hand.
That's funny.
I'm leaving this in here.
Okay, that's good.
Maybe I just need to drink it. But anywho, good lord, we're a mess. We are a mess. Bottom line is, somehow we just like persevered through those times, and I really don't know how we like stayed
it must have still been
close.
Church.
It was really just, I think, a lot of church. I know I relied on her a lot to just like be my person at church, because I was very like, I'm sitting by myself. When they would say like, okay, take 5 minutes and go get up and talk to somebody, like she would be the one I would like beeline over to, because I didn't want to have to talk to like anybody else, just because like I'm just so like, it's hard for me to talk to people, and that's like really hard. So like, unless I'm comfortable with you, like I will not be the first person to approach you, kind of thing. So that would be like she would be my like beeline over to, because I know like you're gonna protect me.
Yeah.
Save me. I'm like acting like I gotta talk to her about something important. I don't know. I'm that type of person. So I think it was just really that, and we had like a lot of hangouts. We would try to get our hubbies together. A lot of like, I know we had a lot of New Year's Eves together.
Right.
And that's where things would really get real. That's when those are the times where you become real friends during those New Year's Eve to midnight parties. Those are when things would get real, and I think.
Not this year. Not this year.
Yes, huh? This last year you were here.
Not this year. Not like in 2021.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be there and I'll pretend to party.
Yeah.
Cheers!
Yeah. We'll get you some regular Jello shots without the shot.
I hate Jello. I hate Jello so much.
She does hate Jello. We'll get you some.
She makes really
How
good
about some
Jell-O
whipped
shots.
cream shots?
Yeah.
We'll just give her some whipped cream, and then she'll be good with some sprinkles
and
on
I'll just
top.
pretend to party. I'll just be like, whoa!
Yeah. You know, when in doubt. But yeah, we've had a couple good New Year's Eves where we got to party, including this last year. Yeah. When she helped me start to make my YouTube channel. Like, it was like right before then, and we like, things were like transpiring, and that's when this beauty finally became true and realized during that time. But anyway, so, you know, just, I think too, a lot of it for me sometimes was, I liked the idea, like, I think then I had the same exact schedule. Like, I literally taught, and then I took care of a 6-month-old at the time. Like, just, you know, like, I didn't have a lot going on, so what did I really have to plan? Nothing. For me, I like the aspect of decorating and just getting to be creative. It was another creative outlet for me, because especially while I was pregnant, I couldn't dance, and that was like a big creative outlet that I all of a sudden didn't have anymore, because I had zero energy when I was pregnant. I was a couch potato. I watched Netflix like all the days, like did absolutely nothing. Those moms that like exercise while they're pregnant, I bow down to you, because I was like, y'all crazy. Like, I'm gonna be over here on my couch with a bag of chips.
Yesterday. I went for a walk yesterday.
I didn't even do that.
Come on, bow down.
I will bow down to you. The most I did, because we lived in an apartment for the first like 4 or 5 months I was pregnant, and we lived on the 3rd floor. That was the most exercise I got, was getting up to our apartment while I was pregnant. Other than that, like, I'd get up the stairs, and then first place I would go would be like the couch. And we had a dog at the time, and I didn't even have the energy. Like, I would have to like take the dog. So that was like the most exercise that I got. And then other than that, I did nothing. So not having that creative outlet was super, super hard. So I know I used like Happy Planner as that outlet for myself. So even just finding people around you that like to just be creative, they might not necessarily care like about planning and writing things down, but they might like the aspect of just like getting to play with stickers and decorating and, you know, spending time with their friends, bonding that way. So that could be a way to kind of reel in some people in real life and not just over social media.
Yeah, finding people that have the common ground, going to your stores and finding people. That was really one way. Like, there was just a planner babe in Joanne, and she like came up to me, she's like, "Are you Amber?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm Amber." And like then she just messaged me on Instagram, and like, I don't know, like, you find people in your town. And even since like we've done like planner meetups with a few babes in the Springs and like up north in Denver, but just like either like find a group on Facebook or just like talk to people in your craft stores. Like if someone else is looking at Happy Planner, be like, "Oh, are you new to Happy Planner? Maybe you can help them." Or like maybe like they're not new or they have an Instagram, you guys can like exchange Instagrams or something, and then like learn a little bit about each other.
Right, and those are great ways. And you could be like, "Do you want to do a planner meetup together?" And like, you know, and yeah, like that's a great way, is just like if somebody's in the aisle and you're like, "Hey," like, "Hey," you know, like, this is a common, we got a common, you like this stuff? Like, I love this stuff, you know? So that's like a really great way to get people and just like hang out at the craft stores. Just hang out in the aisle. Camp out, get a chair, you know, camp out, wait for somebody to come by. As for like social media wise, I'm terrible at this. I am like the worst. I try my best to make sure like I'm responding back. I do have a couple babes that are so awesome and that like we message all the time, so I'm super thankful for like those friendships that we're starting to like build and stuff. I know, but I'm like terrible at it and just like putting myself out there, but that's like a really good way. I know like this girl, she's awesome at it, at just like commenting on like all the things and just reaching out. And I'm like in my head, I'm like, "No, I'm your only friend. You're not allowed to have." And then she'll be like, "Yeah, like blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "What are these friends? Like, how did you make these friends?" Like, I got no.
Sometimes I'll tell her, be like, look what I saw over here, and I talked to this person about this, and then she's like, what? Where are you finding all this stuff out? Like, where's this?
I'm like, wait.
You just have to like talk to people. I don't know.
Right.
Like, I just think that a lot of it's like working at the jail. Like, I just kind of took I took an investigator class like in college. Like, you just kind of like gotta like know where to look and what to see and like how to read into things and how to talk to people. But really, it's really easy. Just like if you see an Instagram story that you like, I think that's Jojo's number one problem, is she doesn't really watch Instagram stories.
I don't, and if I do, it's mine.
Like, it's mine.
It's
You're
literally
my
like
friend.
Usually what starts me on watching them is like she'll post something, I'll like watch, and then unless I like leave it, you know how it like keeps rolling, like unless I leave it, I sometimes don't. And there's certain people that I'm like, "Ooh, this person always posts good stuff," that I'll like check, because sometimes they might have some like hidden details up in there. So like I'm like, sometimes like they know they're in the know before I'm in the know, you know. So like I'll check, but I'm like horrible at stories. I don't know why. I don't got time for stories.
I don't know. I don't really like watch stories. Like if I hear somebody like telling a story, like sometimes I will, if it's somebody like who really interests me. But sometimes I just kind of like click through and like see, okay, like they shared posts. Sometimes I find different people through other people who share them, right? Like you find an account because somebody shared their post on their story. And I found like some new followers that way. And like sometimes I just share something like, even like those this or that like questions, and you're like, "Oh my goodness, like I'm totally like the same exact person as you," like and then you just kind of start talking, just like responding to stories.
I need to do that.
Yeah, it's really easy.
It is easy. I just forget. I honestly just like.
It's hard though. I mean, it's easy, but it's hard. I mean, it's awkward putting yourself out there, and just commenting on people's pictures. That gets you seen more, so that people can reach out to you. The more you comment, you're scrolling, you're like, oh, Amber comments on this, Amber comments on that, and then people want to check you out who want to talk to you.
Right, they're responsive and they'll most likely answer my question and those things. Right.
So I think it's you just gotta put yourself out there, comment and respond to stories, and so many even on YouTube, commenting on YouTube or on Facebook. Facebook's a lot harder for me.
Facebook is hard.
I don't know if it's just hard. I feel like Instagram, there's this community. This is the Instagram community, and I feel like it's big. Instagram is big. There's people that I find every day, I'm like, why wasn't I following them? They're I love their content. But then you go to Facebook and it's this big. It's huge over there. Because a lot of them on Facebook don't have Instagram. So Facebook's a totally different beast for me. But
true. Very true. But use those things, use those tools and find out. I see people post all the time, let's do what's it called? Let's do a where you're at post, so that way people can find people that might be in their town. That way you can plan planner meetups. There might even be, I know for us, we have a Colorado babes group, Facebook group page, that's what is it called?
Mile
High, something like that. Mile High Facebook group. That's people that live in our area within here to Denver-ish area. So we've had planner meetups with some of those, and it's been super awesome, because then we're able to meet people that are around in our area, and they also have deets about their store, so we can kind of use that to find out. So definitely be looking, and just be that person to post let's do a where are you at post, that way I can find, or even just post I'm in California, Orange County, exactly where you are, that kind of area. That way people know, oh, I am too. And I bet you anything you'll find lots of people in your area that you could easily bond with and, have that. Because I know I'm super thankful that I'm able to at least have her, and just we can keep an eye out for each other. I know if I go to a store and they have something new, I can be get your butt here now, and or if I know she can't come, I'll be I'm grabbing this for you because I know you're gonna want it, so just having that is just
it's really nice. Fun to have someone in your town for sure. But I have my other two planner besties probably is in Florida and in California. It's we're all across the country, but we still talk every other day, or a few times a week or whatever, and we talk about the stores around us, and their Joanne stinks, but our Joanne is amazing. And down in Florida, their Michael's is best, or whatever it is, I don't know. But your planner friends don't have to be in the same state as you, which is the point of reaching out on social media. And even if it's just a short conversation, you still have something in common with that person, and you've talked to them before, so now you can go back to them whenever. And continue the conversation. Right.
And I have a lot of babes like that I look back and I'm wow, we've been talking for a while, because it might be just every now and then, but it's nice to have that, and I can go oh, I remember they post about this. I can go ask them where they got this, and I can not feel weird and awkward, hey, I've never talked to you before. Slowly building those relationships with as many people,
Right. So, and then the ones that are gonna be stronger are gonna stay. They're gonna be the ones that you start talking to more and more and more regularly, versus the ones that you guys kind of just oh, we have things in common, so we just banter back and forth. But you just have to reach out to people. It's hard, and just invite people. My friend did at church, Aubrey. She's just well, I mean, I kind of invited I was I'm coming over to your house because I don't have any friends. And then, what do you do? Sometimes, sure, sitting on the couch and talking is nice, but, also doing something and talking is nice, too. So,
right.
Then it's oh, well, there's this thing that Jojo showed me, and then she showed me, and then she showed me, and then, we just keep going on and on. So, yeah, just, putting yourself out there. and being open to invitation too. Because JoJo's not open to invitation.
I am the worst. And I'm working on it. It's something that I'm like, I know I need to work on it.
I'm not good either.
And be better about it. If anything, like, she literally is, like, the person that's like, let's do that. Like, I remember, like, our first planner meetup, I was like, I'm not going unless you're going. Yeah. Like, I'm not going unless you're going. Like, I can't do it. And then the second time, she wasn't able to go, but I still went, and I was, like, so proud of myself, and it was so much fun. Because, like, I finally was able to be like, I did it by myself. Like, I stood on my own 2 feet. Yeah. like, you know, and so... Like, and you get comfortable, and especially, like, there were a few babes that were there at the first planner meetup, so I was a little bit more comfortable that time, just because I was like, okay, I know these, I've, like, seen them in person, we've been around each other in person, like, it should be okay, kind of thing. So, yeah, just, yeah,
what
that's
about
definitely
that
the
other
biggest.
meetup that we did in Denver with Alex and Stephanie? Alex is from Artsy Plans, or Artsy Alex, I don't know. Simply Artsy, or something like that.
She changed it, yeah. I think originally it was, like, Artsy Plans, but she did change it.
And Stephanie Happily Plans, and she's really great too. But, like, I don't even know how that started. That was just, like, a random summer day, and we were like, hey, let's meet in this coffee shop in Denver, because it was kind of in the middle of everybody. So we drove to Denver together, and we just, like, met them randomly.
Right. And it was, like, by a Joanne. It was, like, literally in the same parking lot as a Joanne. So after we were done at the coffee shop, we were like, want to walk over to Joanne's? And we went shopping at Joanne's. It was, like, so much fun. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Putting ourselves out there. I don't even know. Maybe somebody reached out to me, or
I think somebody reached out to you, and then we were like, oh, we're in the same area. And it was something around like that. And
it was cool.
It was so fun. But, just being open to it, and you know, posting, figuring out if people are near you, and if not, like, you can still, like, chat on, like, you know, like, through stories and through whatever other things that you could chat through. I don't know, you know, just on the platforms and stuff. But
and even like, we during the Disney release, I mean, it was so hectic, but, like, there were so many people in our Joanne, and we were like, they're all happy planners?
I was shocked. I thought there would probably be, like, at least, like, maybe, like, 3-4 people there at the same time. But I was like, people aren't going to be, like, there right at, like, we're psycho. Like, we're just crazy. Like, we're going to be, like, we were there, like, an hour and a half, I think, before they even opened, like, standing in front of the door, like, we're going to be the first person in here. Like, you know, like, but we had no idea that many more people would have, like, been there right at open. And there was, and, like, that aisle, you guys, was, like, wiped clean.
Right, and it was just packed.
In a matter of, like, seconds. So I was shocked. And if we weren't in such a hurry, I probably would have liked to be able to stay and be like, hey, like, and, like, meet some of the babes, because I was, like, shocked with how many. Like, we knew there's a lot, because, like, stuff obviously gets bought at our stores, and we'll be like, oh, this is already sold out. So we, like, knew, but we didn't, like, know until, like, we saw that many people, like, crowd in the aisle. Like, it was awesome.
Right.
And I'm like, can we all go back at the same time again? So that way we can actually, like, spend time meeting you guys? Like, so.
Yeah. I was shocked with how many people were there. And I was like, wow, there's this many planners, like, in my area. Like, just in our town around. And we only have one Joanne. So it wasn't, like, more people went somewhere else. But, I mean, it was just so many people. And it's a great way to meet people. Just talking to people in the aisles and meeting them and stuff.
Yeah, so anyway, guys, bottom line is put yourself out there, comment on people's posts, comment on stories, comment on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, put out posts, look on Facebook, type in the search, like, type in your town name and,
Happy Planner.
Yeah, and Happy Planner or planners kind of thing, like planner meetup, like, type in those things and see what you can find, because I can guarantee you there's got to be, unless you live in, like, a 10-person town, which I know some people definitely do, but there's a high chance that there's other planners that are just like you in your area that you might be able to meet in person and hang out with and have some planner meetups. Obviously, during COVID right now, that's kind of still hard to do. Like, you can't invite people over to your house, and you're not going to be comfortable doing that.
Or, like even kind of join in with, like, Zoom.
Yes, like, the Zoom meetups were super fun. We've done some of those. We should do one of those. We should do one of those again. Maybe stay tuned for that. That might be coming at you. Maybe in a few weeks. That would be fun.
That was really fun. And we had people from all over.
Right.
Like, maybe like 15 or 20 people, and they were from all over the country. I thought it was really fun.
We should definitely do that again. Maybe we could do that. If you're interested in something like that, comment down below, and then maybe we can figure out a little something. If you're looking to make some planner buddies, and maybe we can plan like a Zoom meetup get together to where hopefully we can all chat and everybody can kind of see where everybody's at and make some new friends. I think that could be really fun. So maybe stay tuned for that.
Actually, like, remember that Zoom that we hosted? There was like 2 people from Colorado Springs.
Right. Yeah.
And we had like no idea that they were here. And then Haley was her name. She saw us at Joanne.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, "Oh my goodness, like it's you guys again." Like I was the one, because she like won the game that we played. So like it was actually kind of convenient for me because I didn't have to like ship out a prize. But like she's like, I won, you know, like the giveaway at your Zoom, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, like that's crazy. Like now I'm seeing you in the stores."
Yeah. So we'll have to do that again because that was good. That
was really fun.
That was good. Maybe so. Stay tuned for that. That might be coming your way. But again, bottom line, put yourself out there. Go to those platforms and see if there's people in your area. Just be commenting on people's. If you know somebody, and like if you have a friend now that just likes to be creative and crafty, they might like playing with stickers. You never know. I'm sure like if it's like different types of materials, like you can make that work in a planner. Like you could put some ribbon in your planner with some tape and some you know, I think there's like there's like the possibilities are endless.
Right.
So,
or they can make planner tassels while you're planning. Like combining your stuff, like how do you how can you craft certain ways into planners?
Somebody could knit you a planner cover.
Whoa, I don't knit. Sorry, Jojo, you gotta
find
you have to find a better friend than me.
Moving on.
Give me my mug back.
Yeah, give me my mug and my ears back. I'm giving her some Mickey ears, and I told her if we ever broke up, those were the one things that I would ask back for. So
yes, we're too much.
You know, over extra. But anyway, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let us know down in the comments. Be looking out for next month when we'll be over on Amber's channel with a new topic. We don't know what that is yet, but we're hoping that this can be a monthly thing where we can just get real, let you know more about us, whatever's going on in the community at that time. If you haven't checked out our first episode of this, make sure to head over to Amber's channel. We talked about bullying and just, you know, crazy things going on in the planner community that we so love that shouldn't be going on. I haven't seen any problems since then, really. So I think things have been pretty calm. But I'll leave the link to that video down in the description below if you want to just check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye! Hope that this is...
Where's the camera? Where do I have to look?
Right here.
Okay.
In here. Right here. See my finger in the thing?
I got to look right there.
Right there. That's where you look.
Because I'm looking at the screen on the freaking video.
That's where you look. I'm just going to start all the way over. Alright. Hi everyone. It's Jojo from Mojo Jojo Book.
Just stop.
Okay, I hope I can find some bleeps. Just be like